Oh, can't you see? We're running out of time. You gotta lose your mind if you think you're doing fine. You can't describe it yet, but something is wrong. Where are your dreams now, and why don't you feel strong? Yeah, yeah. Every day, every night you try to find yourself. Don't live your life as someone else.
Good evening, one. Good evening, all. Welcome to the Wrestling Matters podcast. Yes, I'm back. Right. First of all, allow me to explain. It's just been busy this past month or so for me, I tell you. The reason why I didn't do any podcasts last week or so, the last couple of weeks or so, is because I've been recovering. I've been recovering from I don't know how to put this without saying it, but I've been recovering from doing some work. I've been working an IRL job. The week before, June the 1st, I did a Killers concert. And then on June the 3rd and 4th, I worked a Ed Sheeran concert, 2-day Ed Sheeran concert up in Sunderland. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, they just knackered the fuck right out of me, basically, both of them. Especially the Ed Sheeran one. So, all I've been doing, basically, is just recovering. Recovering of what's been going on and everything, and getting myself, getting my shit together, basically. But yeah, other than that, everything's been fine. And I've kind of missed a lot of what's going down with wrestling, but I do have some stuff to talk about. So we're going to talk about it in this podcast as well, and I might give you another one during the week, during the upcoming week as well, just to see where it all goes and that and everything, and make up for lost time, basically. And then hopefully when I get in touch with Mr. Michael Larkin, we will do the thing, if you will. Right, let's start with Hell in a Cell, because everything leads up to what I've got to be in store for, basically. All I'm saying is the match of the night for Hell in a Cell, bar none, Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins in Hell in a Cell. Bar none. And yes, Cody Rhodes wrestling with probably the worst injury I've ever seen. Most of the other matches were predictable. Kevin Owens beat Ezekiel. I've literally gave up on that, if I'm being honest with you, that rivalry. If that is a rivalry still. I've literally gave up on that, to be honest with you. Bobby Lashley beating Omos and MVP. I think with that was the opportunity for, and which he did. I think they set that up to get Lashley to get his revenge on MVP, which he did because he won the Hurt Lock. He beat him with the Hurt Lock. Bianca Belair, Asuka, and Becky Lynch. Bianca retains it. We all knew that was going to happen. And yes, Bianca beat Asuka. Becky Lynch is probably going to go around whinging, saying that she never got a fair opportunity for the title. Austin Theory retained his US title. Yawn. Madcap Moss got revenge on Happy Corbin. The Judgment Day, Edge, Rhea Ripley, and what's his name, Damian Priest, beat Finn Balor, AJ Styles, and Liv Morgan. That took a twist on Raw. Believe me, that took a hell of a twist on Raw. I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, Cody Rhodes wrestling with that damaged pec muscle. You could see the bruise inside out. The guy's now out for 9 months because on Raw he came out and cut a promo and everything. Rollins came out to much everyone's dismay. He was going to, shake his hand saying, okay, you done me. You got me 3 times. But when he went back to the locker room and then Cody Rhodes went back to the locker room, Rollins went out and whacked him with the sledgehammer and got major monumental heat. But yeah, just go back and look at the pictures, man. That was not pretty. And Cody wrestled through that. But if I'm being honest with you, I think he made it a whole lot worse than what he did. But with that being said, Cody got the victory. So I think Cody Rhodes' plans for him to win the WWE title have now been put on hold because he's out to 6 to 9 months, from what I've been told. So I don't think we're going to be seeing him for a while, which is a shame. So we'll have to wait and see what goes down on that. And then on Monday Night Raw, which was the follow-up to what happened at Hell in a Cell. Well, part one of it anyway. If I can find it, I'll just say it right now, guys. The Judgment Day took a twist. Took a turn for the twist, if you will, which I'm going to get to in a minute. It finished off with Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair at Money in the Bank. I'm guessing that's leading as well, so it's going to be Rhea Ripley representing the Judgment Day, looking to bring gold back to the Judgment Day. And you know what? I'm down for this. Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's title, Money in the Bank. I'm down. I'm down for that, no doubt. I'm all in on that. Cody, I just mentioned it, gets attacked and gets injured again. Dana Brooke recaptures the 24/7 title, much to the dismay of Becky Lynch as well. Why is Becky Lynch going for the Raw Women's title? For the 24/7 title? I don't care what fucking plan she's got, or any way, shape, or form. Why is somebody of her stature going for the 24/7 title? And more importantly, why is the 24/7 title still in existence? That belt needs to go. I'm sorry. I know it's not going to go, but that belt needs to just fuck off. It really does. That title's for people who can't even get a fucking break. And then Dana Brooke beat Becky Lynch in a 24/7 title match. Obviously, Becky's not going to win that fucking match, for crying out loud. Jesus Christ almighty. Riddle brought Bo... Riddle was on Miz. And then Ciampa Onslaught. And then Riddle defeats the Miz with the RKO. Street Profits beat the Usos by count out. Bobby Lashley kicked Theory out of the ring after being denied a US title shot. You know, Austin Theory playing chicken shit because he knew on his best day that figured Lashley will take the belt off him. This big monster beating up who's been feuding with the Mysterios recently. Mahan, I believe his name is, or Mahan, beat up Dominic Mysterio. Well, won by disqualification because Ray just couldn't take it anymore. Omos destroyed Cedric Alexandra. I guess that's where to bounce back, I suppose. Ezekiel beat Otis and then challenged Kevin Owens to a rematch from Hell in a Cell, which he did, but Kevin Owens said you need to admit that you are Elias, which he did, but he lied, and then we got the match. And Rhea Ripley, as I say, won the Fatal 4-Way to become the number one contender for the women's title. Now, the biggest highlight of that evening was Judgment Day, because it was advertised that Judgment Day had a new member of the team. So it was going to be Edge, Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, and whoever this new member was. Turns out the member was Finn Balor, which took a turn for the worse for me, because I don't know where this all came from. Now I don't know where AJ Styles sits in this. I don't know where Liv Morgan sits in this. But yeah, Balor came out, explained why and everything, because he got talking with Rhea and Damian Priest, and he got to the point where they got sick of people telling them what to do and that. So you could understand it from that point of view. Lo and behold, it took a very shocking turn, though, with the Judgment Day, because Damian Priest was going around was saying that, it's time for them to get rid of the dead weight, I suppose. I don't know what he really said, but, basically getting rid of the people that they feel that are holding him back. Well, it turns out the Judgment Day saw that Edge was holding them back, and Damian Priest just literally clotheslined Edge out of his boots, and then they beat up Edge. Pretty much. Hit him with a concerto, put him through the damn announce table. So, what this means is, apparently now Edge is babyface. Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley are still involved in this. And Judgment Day has now gone from Judgment Day to pretty much Judgment Club. Because Finn Balor is now the new leader of Judgment Day. So, I don't know where this stands. If Edge makes it back in time for SummerSlam, it's more than likely heading toward Edge and Finn Balor at SummerSlam. But, yeah. I mean, is now Edge the replacement for this little group with him, Styles, and Liv Morgan? I really don't know, man. But, yeah, I didn't see that coming with the Judgment Day. I'll be honest with you. I did not see that coming with the Judgment Day. Be that as it may, that was that. Also, regarding SmackDown as well, Gunther, a.k.a. Walter, is now the new Intercontinental Champion as well. And yeah, that's all I need to say about SmackDown, basically, because that was the only big highlight of SmackDown, Gunther being the Intercontinental Champion. Walter. I will always call him Walter. Gunther my ass. Seriously. Anyway. Ed Riddle showed up on SmackDown as well to beat Sami Zayn in the main event. Pretty piss poor main event, if you ask me. But yeah, the matches were, or what went down on SmackDown, was Drew McIntyre and Sheamus in a Money in the Bank qualifier, which ended in a no contest. If McIntyre qualifies for that, McIntyre will probably win. Yeah, just throwing that out there now. Lacey Evans wins her Money in the Bank qualifier. SmackDown Women's Champion Ronda Rousey beats Shotzi Blackheart. Gunther beats Ricochet for the Intercontinental title. And Riddle beats Zayn. So not really that much on SmackDown to talk about, basically, apart from Gunther becoming Intercontinental Champion. So, yeah. With that being said, though, yeah, we'll move on. I also want to talk about this week what happened on AEW Dynamite. Now, AEW's been hot. And AEW's been kicking butt, if you will. But there was a match that took place on Dynamite involving Thunder Rosa and the woman who's a member of the Four Horsewomen of the MMA, who was Ronda Rousey's mate, who's now Roderick Strong's wife. I forgot her name. I can't pronounce her name. I know I'm going to butcher the name up, but you know who I mean. It seems that everybody's crapping on the match, and everybody's saying that Thunder Rosa crapped on her opponent. I don't know what the hell it is, but AEW need to take an L with this one. Because what they've done is put Thunder Rosa's opponent in a world title match far too quickly. Because if you go back and watch the match, it's as clear as day. You know, Rosa was carrying the match, and it's clear as day that her opponent was not ready for that spot. Now, if you want to take somebody and establish them and prepare them to be in that type of event, you want to push them. You've got to build them up. You've got to build them up. How you build them up, that's your deal. But you've got to build them up, bro. Seriously, you've got to build them up. You know, give them matches, establish themselves. Look at CM Punk. You know, everybody thought he was going to come in and go, oh, yeah, we'll just hand you the world title shot. There you go, you'd be number one. No. He basically started from the bottom. He picked Darby Allin first, beat Darby Allin. And then he went through a list of wrestlers, lost once during this run to MJF, but got his revenge. But yeah, you've got to build people up on that. And then he was ready, and then they got him ready to be the AEW World Champion by beating Hangman Page. I'll be honest with you, I didn't expect him to win that match. I didn't think they would pull the trigger that quick on it. But hey, you know, what it is what it is. They did it. I'm glad they did it, but I didn't think they'd do it that quickly. I knew they would do it eventually. I knew at some point they would do it eventually. I didn't think it'd be that quick though. With that being said, they did it. So, but everybody seems to be crapping on Thunder Rosa and crapping on the match. It's not Thunder Rosa's fault. The way I see it, it's just that she wasn't ready for the spot. It is clear as day. Her opponent was not ready for that spot. Maybe build her up a little bit more, and a whole lot more, and try to push her to be a credible threat to Thunder Rosa, and then do it. But AEW needs to take an L with that one, in my opinion, because I think they messed up the process on that one. Yeah, they messed up the process on that one, and you get these fucking idiots on social media, man. Oh, it's the death of women's wrestling and this. Shut the fuck up. I'm going to start leaving some of these Facebook groups that I'm in, because they're not just, they're not, the wrestling fans are not in these groups, man. Marks are in these groups. Ignorant morons who think they know the business. And I'm not saying I know the business or any way, shape or form, but I'm the one that sees a bad match on fucking TV and come out and go, oh, it's the death of women's wrestling or any of that shit. I mean, Jesus Christ. A lot of these, I mean, it's these type of fans that I crap on, and it's these type of fans that make me, it's the sour side of being a wrestling fan. I'm a wrestling fan, and I'll be a wrestling fan to the day I die, but it's that kind of bullshit that makes it sour for me, without a doubt. Anyway, moving on swiftly. Oh yes, part 2 as well. The whole Sasha Banks saga. Last time I did a podcast, I talked about the Sasha Banks saga, if you will, about her and Naomi walking out and everything like that. Apparently, WWE, from what I read, was telling some porcupines. Which is lies to you and I. Yeah, apparently WWE made it out that Sasha Banks and Naomi left during the broadcast. But one of Sasha Banks or Naomi's friends came out on social media, said that they did it early in the afternoon. They arrived at the arena as normal and all that stuff. They got the belts, they got what they were hearing, the story was still true and everything, but they got what they heard and everything, and they put the belts down on Laurinaitis' on table, and, yeah, walked away. But apparently they didn't do it during the show, they did it on the afternoon. But WWE made it out that they did it in the show just to bury them. And ever since that fateful day, they've done nothing but bury Sasha Banks and Naomi, mostly Sasha Banks, as well. So, you know, I mean, what do you say? You know, what do you say with the whole situation, man? I mean, apparently Laurinaitis withheld some information. He didn't say anything, and you know, we all know that Laurinaitis is a clown anyway. But apparently Laurinaitis withheld information, or withheld the information, so that WWE could pull the stunt that they did, or the alleged stunt that they did. You know, pulled the alleged stunt that they did. So, I mean, I don't know. Sorry about that, guys. I'm just going on the thing there. But yeah, pulled the alleged stunt. I mean, we all knew Lauren Addis was a clown, but yeah, it seems that WWE is going out to be Porky Pies, or telling some lies. Whether that's the case or not, I don't know. But wouldn't surprise me, really. I mean, it's WWE to a T, really, isn't it? But yeah, just WWE to a T, really. With that being said, guys, I think that about wraps it up for this episode of the podcast. I will do another one during the week. I will do another one if I can, if I got some stuff to talk about and I want to talk about. I'll have a look around and everything, but those are the main pieces of the pie that I wanted to talk about as well. Thank you for being patient with me, and more importantly as well, thank you for growing my what they call it, guys, as well. Because although I've just got back working on the YouTube channel again, because I hadn't touched the YouTube channel in years until this year when I started doing this podcast again, my what they call it has grew very fast. My Facebook page of the Wrestling Matters podcast has grew very fast, because when I first started this, it had about 1,000 likes or something like that, and there was about 3,000 followers, round about that. Now it's basically level on likes and level on followers, 3,000 apiece. So I've just got you to thank for that, man. And don't worry, guys, there's going to be a lot more videos coming down the road as well. So thank you so much for your continued support. Like I say, it's just at a foundation at the moment. The building's coming, and hopefully within the next couple of weeks I can arrange for this collab with Mr. Larkin as well. So we'll see what happens. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you next time here on the Wrestling Matters podcast. Peace out.
Oh, can't you see we're running out of time? You're gonna lose your mind.